What's going on YouTube? Back playing some more Dune Awakening after the new patch. I believe this is what, patch 1.20? So, I've been playing this game for about 300 hours, a little bit over. I'm just going to give you an idea of like what my thoughts are on the game as a whole. So honestly, it's great. End of video. No, but seriously, it's a really good game. As far as the improvements are concerned that they've been doing, the patches, before they start adding more content, they should fix the bugs and get everything fleshed out for the deep desert and aspects of PvE. The game just came out, so I'm expecting them to do some more changes here. But so far, what we have going on now, I'm a fan of. I enjoy it. I think I like it. So let's go over a few of the changes. Now, one of the big ones, not big ones, but one of them was Thopters are a little bit quieter. You can hear that. I mean, it probably will sound different to you than it does to me, but it definitely sounds a lot quieter than it did before, which is pretty good. But as you can see right now, I am in the deep desert. And one of the major changes, which I think is amazing, is we have titanium and stravidium on the shield wall. Now, if you don't know what the shield wall is, the shield wall is this area of the map where you enter and exit the deep desert, because there's a shield here and it's a big wall shield. So these are your entry points when you come in and out of the deep desert, and that's the shield wall. All across here there's titanium and stravidium, and this is the PvE area. This is all the way down in A. PvE area ends at the middle of E and goes all the way up to the top. I think it's like H or I, I think it's H, which either way doesn't matter. Half of it's PvE, and there's more titanium nodes and stravidium. Now also, get some water here, they added more islands. Now, I haven't gone out to see the islands yet. Jeez, look at that. That's one thing they do need to fix. That is crazy. Can I please? Alright, there we go. Man, don't you just love bugs? Anyway, so they added more islands. Alright. So out here in deep desert, you'll find more islands with more resources. So I think that's another great change that they had made. As far as vehicles are concerned, the Thopters with boosters are faster, especially the Assault. Now, as you can see, the Assault's hovering speed 85, 86, maybe about 90, but when you hit boost, go in the Vulture mode, 172. And you can hold that the whole time, even going up. Your heat also does not rise as fast, so your temperature generation, heat generation is lowered. The fact that your Assault now has a 172 boost speed, that means that you can outrun any Thopter with rockets. No problem. If they get on you, just hit the boost. Even if you're in hover mode, hit the boost to go up, go in the Vulture, 170. You know, well, I did it wrong, but hey, you get the idea. 170 is amazing. That just makes the Assault that much better. So, but as far as like the biggest quality of life change, yes, having these nodes here is kind of awesome. Now, personally, I feel like they should have just kept the Thopters loud. Like, I feel like this is just too soft. You know, I don't know. I like the loud, because it's loud when it turns off and it lands, but when it's hovering, it's too soft. I mean, it's a freaking thopter. It's got huge wings. It's flapping big pieces of metal in order to stay afloat. That would be loud. Wouldn't you think? What do you think? But I'm gonna grab this while I'm here, just because I'm on. I might as well, right? Okay, so besides that, what else I'm gonna have to show you? Won't be able to do here. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. Pretty much, the generation of threat from your compactors has increased just a little bit. So it's not a big substantial change, but it's enough to make the worm come out just that much faster. And when the worm does, it's a 50-50 chance for it to use its quick breach animation. So when it just pops up really fast and then jumps into the sand and tries to chase you, that's the animation that it gives you. So we can go down here. Oh man, that titanium's looking good, but I think I'm gonna go grab my buggy so I can get that titanium. So what we're gonna do here real quick, we're gonna see if we can find some flower sand or spice. Maybe flower sand, because that'll be a little bit easier to get. I'm sure there's some out here somewhere. There's some right there. I see it. Get that flower sand. Oh. Over here getting off track. But as we're heading to this flower sand, also they made it so that there are more small and medium spice field blooms that will happen in the PvE zone. So now if you don't want to go into PvP area, you don't have to. If it spawns out here in the PvE area, more than welcome to come get it. I have to worry about getting blasted into oblivion by a bunch of scout ornithopters or somebody holding down the titanium farming spot in the PvP zone, and killing you as soon as you get there. I mean, yeah, you could say it's a PvP game, it's a PvP server, you know, but no. When it comes to like griefing like that, especially when you're just trying to gather stuff and they don't want to help, and their way of helping is by killing you, I get it, you know. High risk, high reward. But sometimes it just, you know, I love PvP as much as the next person, because I used to play a lot of Warcraft. But man, it does get annoying. Where's that worm at? Come on, worm. Oh, you know what? I know. Now, see, if I use my shield, that'll attract him a lot. So here's another thing. He should be showing up, but I do have a Compactor Mark IV. My worm attraction is medium, so it does take a little bit. Especially over here with the flower sand. So the worm actually travels under the sand. So yes, there are multiple worms. There could be multiple worms, and there are multiple worms. I mean, it's a game. They're probably just, you know, floating around underneath the sand and waiting for that cue in order for them to pop up. But this is embarrassing. I guess I will use my shield. Maybe that'll get him to show come up this way. Ah, here he comes. A little spooky because I don't know where he's coming from. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he showed up quick, but that's because I had my shield. But now that he's here, right? Let's attract him some more. Come on. It's nice when I want to do something and try to show, and he doesn't want to do the thing I want him to do. There he comes. Let's see which animation is it. Oh, it's the slow one. So sometimes it'll be the fast one, just like when you put your shield on, and he wants to just show up because he's, you know, because he doesn't like shields. Sometimes it'll be that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that flower stand. I don't need it. But I would say that's a really big change as far as the worm being a little bit more random, kind of adds some variation to gathering spice, which is good because, you know, if you're just using your compactor normally, you know which kind of worm animation you're gonna get because you don't have a shield on, so you know he's not going to be super angry, and you know it's going to be the slow one, so you have enough time to get up and get in your thopter, pick up some more sand maybe, and then, you know, fly up in the air. But now this is a little bit more random, and you got a 50-50 chance that it can be either one. It adds a little variation to it, which is good. Now they did change some things about the combat. As far as like different animations they added for sword kills. They added a few bug fixes. They changed some of the abilities, like especially for, if I remember correctly, it was the Bene Gesserit. Maybe it was. Was it Bene? No. I think it was. Everyone has that Suspensor Blast. Okay, so they made it so that Suspensor Blast, instead of it giving you immunity for the whole duration of you charging it, it's only for 1 second, and that's pretty big because you would be immune for a whole like 4 to 6 seconds while you're charging your Suspensor Blast, and that would make PvPing somebody that much more difficult. And I think that's a decent change. I mean, 1 second of immunity is fine, but being able to be immune the whole time, and then they can still Suspensor Blast you and blast you back, is kind of annoying. So, it's a good thing that they did make that change. So, those kind of things, I don't mind. I mean, I don't do too much PvP in here, at least at the moment, but we'll be getting more into it pretty soon. I've just been gathering resources. So I'll go ahead and head over to Arakeen. We'll show you what the market looks like. Nice changes to the market. Alright. We're in Arakeen. Yes, I'm in the back. Just so I could say, we need ornithopters with guns. These things look amazing. I don't know why they didn't just add them in the game, because we have rockets, might as well have an option for these too. I mean, I'm sure they can shoot darts or something. Explosive ammo, I don't know. Same thing with these. Bombs? These ornithopters carrying bombs? Yes, no? That'd be great to see in the game. Don't know how they'd be implemented, even the tank. If we had like a game mode where there was a instance PvP and you had 2 bases that you had to take over, and you could use the tanks and the ornithopters and bombs to assault the base and, you know, take down the shields, destroy the walls and stuff like that, and then it'd have defenses on the walls, like people with rockets and rocket launchers or whatever. That'd be great. That'd be a whole new aspect to the game. I mean, The game just came out. More stuff is going to come with the game. I mean, they're just doing bug fixing and quality of life things for now. I mean, the changes they did to the deep desert already, I think, are a welcome change. Especially adding tier 6 resources to the PvE area. It just makes the game more accessible because I like PvP. But there comes a point where sometimes it does get kind of annoying. I don't go out just griefing people and, you know, beating people up just because. I mean, I did it in WoW. I find somebody, they're in the PvP zone, you know, they're fair game. Like, you know, suck it up, you're in a PvP server. And I can understand that in the deep desert. You cross that boundary, it's fair game. But make it so that we have faction on faction. If you're an Atreides, why are you killing other Atreides? Why is it that you can kill your own faction members? That just doesn't make sense. And I would rather you either be able to see markers so you can identify people on your own faction, or you can identify the enemy faction. Something. This is the future. As kind of like third world-ish that this seems like sometimes. They're living out in the desert, stone buildings, stuff like that. These people live in the future. They have space travel. They've got all sorts of different types of technology. I mean, they send secret messages to Fremen through bats. Where they program their brain so that way they emit, you know, the sounds that they emit when they screech. Sends a message, and other people with like a transponder that can pick that up can decode it. It's like, that's... Hello? Come on now. So anyway, so we're here in the market, right? So we're going to type in spice because they added a search function. Oh, I put price, excuse me. So we've got spice. Look at that. We can search up spice so easy. Anything that involves spice for the most part. I mean, this uses spice infused, so spice. That's what we would expect, right? Well, we can find things in here a little bit easier, but actually, a little bit of an oversight. I think they didn't implement this very well because, let me show you. I'm going to type in Merc for the mercenary set. No items found. Let's find the Duneman set. I'll type in Dune. Oh, we got Duneman heavy boots. Spice and fused aluminum dust? Why is that in there? Oh, maybe it's because I typed the word DU. Oh, that's a possibility. Now, why is it showing mercenary scout gloves if I typed in Dune or DU and not Duneman? Where's the rest of the Duneman stuff? So let's try this. Let's try light caliber compressors. Huh. Where's the light armor? That doesn't make sense. We'll try this. We see it here. Ink bind mask. So let's type in mask. Oh, that shows up. But why is it showing poison mist? Is it because it has the letter M in it? You would think so. But if that's the case, why typing in Merc doesn't show mercenary gear? What if I type in just the letter M? Oh, let's try ME. Didn't change. Still no mercenary stuff, maybe. Oh, I'm on schematics. I'm an idiot. Hold on. It doesn't matter actually, because either way, I type in Inkbind, it's still gonna show. Yeah, this thing's all messed up. Look at that. Type in ink. Why? What is this? Type in mask. I get this again. Let's type in Dune. Yeah, it's messed up. It's a bit buggy, but I mean, they've got the feature in here. It's here, but it doesn't work very well. So what they also added, a search function for all of your materials. Not materials, all of your fabricators. So you have a search function for those two, which we will see here soon. I'll show it to you. They also added, changed a few things with albatross wings and stuff, which you probably saw in there too, or just the wings in general. It just shows one wing. Still has 4 in the schematic, but it shows 1 for the picture. The fuel cells show 1 for small, 2 for medium, and 3 for a large. And then we have a desert bike. Desert mechanic bike variant, which it looks pretty cool. I don't have it. I'm not. I would buy it, but I am short on funds. I am not a rich boy. I got a family. I got kids. Well, a kid. Right? Drives me crazy. I got a wife. I can't be playing and farming up stuff all the time. I don't have that luxury. So we're gonna head to one other place just to show you a little bit what these fabricators are going to look like. Since we're able to search. So I'm going to head back to the Haga Basin. So they also they added something else, but I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. And I apologize if I don't remember. I should, right? But I don't. Because just like I don't know where Haga Basin is, freaking wild. Going the wrong way. I like the quality of life stuff. I don't know how many times I'm gonna reiterate that. This game, besides losing part of its player base and people stop playing the game because of the PvP, or just honestly, the whole thing about the game losing its players, it could be due to the fact of the PvP and the changes they're making and the bugs they had and stuff, which they really didn't have too many bugs, but it was the PvP that was driving people away, especially just not being able to do stuff in the deep desert. Or implementing a patch that wipes out half your base, it wipes out your base because it was in the wrong spot in the deep desert, something like that. I mean, but besides that, honestly, I would say people are more so not playing this right now because the Battlefield 6 beta is out. That is 100% the reason why. Battlefield 6 looks really good. And people who like shooters and stuff, I mean, everyone has their own taste in games, but the people that are playing Dune don't just play Dune. They play other games. So I'm almost positive since Battlefield 6's beta has been out, that's what people have been doing. Oh, there's Spice over there. It's right there. I'm gonna have to come back for that. It'll still be there. I'm not gonna say my server's dead. There's people here that still play, but I know for a fact that Spice will still be there. I'm gonna go get it. They changed where the flower sand is located. So no longer will it spawn in a spot where you can easily get it without aggroing the worm, or if the worm does aggro you, you could just stand on the rocks here and gather the sand, or just won't aggro at all because it's so close, or it's like on it like that, where the worm will never pop up. So we don't have to worry about that. Well, we do have to worry about that now because they moved it. All right. I was doing a bunch of crazy weird stuff, but so this is the base. Not anything crazy like some people have. Yeah. It's more like a 2 towers kind of base. It's got a place in the back as well too, but we're not getting into that right now. So go to here and we can click search. And we want to search for something. Go to copper. Go to aluminum. It shows duraluminum and aluminum, right? Go to plastinium, plastone. There it is. This search function works perfectly fine. But I think it has something to do with the fact that it's connected to the server itself, and it's probably causing some kind of weird conflict or something. I don't know exactly what all the specifics are, but I'm pretty sure it's because it's either They just coded it wrong or something. But this part works just fine. Alright, so we're back in the deep desert. Just driving around in a buggy just to test it out. I will tell you this. In deep desert, certain areas, definitely not meant for the buggy. I've been to a couple spots, almost fell off the cliff. But I will say, all in all, at the end of the day, the changes they've implemented are a welcome one. I mean, being able to come out here to the deep desert, which is quote unquote end game, right? Supposedly, until they add more stuff. A new faction, more vehicles, like I showed earlier. This is what we got. And this is only a portion of it. I mean, this is where I'm at here. There's all of this desert that I haven't uncovered this week. That I could fly to and uncover, drop the buggy, you know. In the PvE area, at least. Now, will I go out to the PvP area to find some stuff? Sure. Especially if there's spice, you know? I'll take a risk, take the scout out there, see what I can find. But from the bug fixes to them adding PvE resources out here at the shield wall here, or in just in the PvE area in general, is fantastic. Especially if you do have a Mark 6 cut array for your buggy. Just drive around here and find you some tier 6 resources, go back to your base and rinse and repeat. Same gameplay loop as you would have if you were in the PvP area, just with less risk. And I don't mind that. I mean, you got to think about the rest of your player base. You know, some people don't want to PvP, and some people do. So let the people that want to PvP go to the spots that have more resources, because the ones over here, they're here, and there's a couple spots out here, just down here, but other places that have a lot more resources in the PvE area, but they're still scarce compared to going to the Titanium Island or the Stravidium Island, you know? So this at least gives another avenue, and it keeps people into your game, because you'll be able to retain those players that want to stick around, farm up materials, get the tier 6 gear, and, you know, continue building their base. They can still come out to the deep desert. They can still participate in the Landsrad stuff, which they do need to change that to where you can do PvE stuff besides just killing enemies, you know, in Haga Basin. Maybe do something else to contribute. But they've done a little fixing so far, but maybe they'll do a little bit more later. As you can see, I just picked up 4 titanium nodes just now, just right here. That is awesome. I'm trying to grab 4 titanium nodes anywhere else, and they're looking for trouble. The real question is, if I go down here, can I get back to my base? Remember, there's no vehicle damage when you fall, so that's always good. Is that titanium? It is. See? This is it. This will be my loot for a while. Taking the buggy out. Grinding up some of these resources. I'm already at almost 1,000 titanium. And I've only been out here for maybe 10 minutes. Just so I can, like, drive around, get my bearings, figure out where some things are. Maybe I should learn how to drive. But there are a lot of spots up here that are really difficult for the buggy to kind of get in and out of. Not really meant for the buggy, but the only reason why I'm going this way is because the buggy can kind of go over anything. And you can not climb up walls, but you can climb up pretty sharp inclines, which is really good. So, if you do think you're going to get stuck, or if you need to jump over something, you don't think the buggy will make it, it probably will. Now, if I get stuck, that's a different thing, but the buggy so far doesn't really get stuck. But yeah, this is what I'll be doing for a while. She got some more stravidium. Find some more titanium, take it back to the base, rinse and repeat. And then I'm right here by the exit, which is right there, literally. So if I wanted to, can't take the buggy, but I could fly my ornithopter with my materials right out there, go to Haga, dump it out, and then come back. And look, people still playing the game. I'm playing, there's that guy over there doing his thing. This is where they usually enter in at. And then for some reason, which is kind of weird to me, there's ornithopters here, just sitting there. There's like 3 of them over there. I'm gonna see if I can say hello to this person. Hey, what's up? I'd be like, man, what are you talking to me for? Hello, fellow buggy. I'll be honest, I don't know what he said. I always think that's awesome. You see an ornithopter flying around. Oh man. There be some funny things going on here. This game has its moments. But anyways, I'm not gonna bore you with any more just running around here. This is literally what I'm just going to be doing for like probably the next hour, which is enjoyable. And this is what some people like to do. I love farming for materials. It's fun. Whether or not I'm getting attacked in PvP or not, I think it's enjoyable. It's chill, you know, plus you're progressing towards something, and you know, honestly, that's all that really matters. As long as you're making progress towards something, whether it's a, you know, PvE end goal, PvP end goal, whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you're making some kind of progress, it's worth it in my eyes. Now, let me see if I can get down here. Oh, I could have just dropped right there. Oh, yeah, alright. There we go. As I'm still bouncing around here looking for more materials, as you can see, I've got quite a bit. I'm actually pretty full. I need to go back. Here's the problem with everyone having access to all these precious tier 6 materials. So it's a good thing that we can just drive around here and farm stuff like I'm doing right now, which is fantastic. It's amazing. I love it. But then now that everyone has access to it, everyone's going to have everything. But it doesn't really matter, honestly, if you think about it. It does and it doesn't. And I tell you why. It does matter only because, let's say you were to get into PvP, you wouldn't have You'd pretty much be on an even playing field with everyone else, only if you had farmed this stuff as well. Now, if you come out here and you didn't farm it and you just wanted to do PvP, everybody's gonna already have the tier 6 materials. Now, will that make it so that these materials would be more scarce? I don't think so, honestly, because now that there's less people playing the game, we have more access to the materials, but they also reduce the respawn timer for the materials. So, in a sense, yes, they did make it easier. It almost makes the deep desert irrelevant. If they made more spice blooms spawn down here, then it would make going out to the PvP area even more irrelevant. But they did say there will be more small and medium spice blooms that spawn here in the deep desert, in the PvE area. And I recently grabbed that. I'm almost positive, but it's been a little bit, so. But it's good to see titanium just there. And driving around in a buggy for like 30 minutes and getting a full buggy full of titanium is not bad. Just need to get a bigger storage so I can store more. Anyway, so that's the thing. It's like, it's a good thing, and then it's a bad thing because everyone has access to it. It's great that everyone has access to it, but it's also bad that everyone has access to it. But as I've been driving around here, I really haven't seen many people on this side of the map. I mean, I saw a few, and there's a few bases here, but I haven't really seen too many people over here. So it is a weekday. I'm sure more people will show up on the weekend. And this is a West Coast server, so honestly, more people should be on, but we'll see. We shall see. But I'm kept you for too long. I mean, if you watched the video and you stuck through it, I appreciate it. Like, honestly, I do. You can leave a comment, give it a like, you can subscribe if you want. I mean, plan on doing more content for Dune. I play gacha games too, so Mecharashi, which is just like Front Mission if you ever played that. Mecha Break, Battletech, Terminator Resistance, all sorts of games. I play just about every game, but I'm not gonna do too many things. I mean, I'll throw up videos here and there, World of Warships maybe, but I just play things that I like, you know. And if you like it, hey. Or if you have any suggestions for something for me to play, and me and my friends to play, my buddy Vexus, throw it in the comments. You know, any criticisms you might have, hey, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm just here to play games, talk to you guys. You know, if you got any constructive criticism, good or bad, hey, give it to me. But y'all have a good day, good evening, wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.